Level 1. You choose a name that sticks, a face with history, a past you can sell. You memorize the lies until they feel like truth. You learn habits that aren't yours. Coffee at the same table, a laugh on cue, a limp you only use when needed. Your backstory is a map. One small mistake and the map burns. You carry dossiers in your mind, photos, dates, voices. You sleep with one eye open. Trust is a currency you counterfeit. You move deeper than anyone expects. You become comfortable in discomfort. You trade weekends for wires and whispers. Your family thinks you work long hours. You send postcards from cities you never visit. You practice being anonymous. You rehearse grief. You learn to miss things you never had. You learn to pretend not to miss them. Level 2. Infiltration starts at the margins, a bar where deals orbit like moths, a handshake that lasts too long, a name dropped, a smile returned. You meet the underboss over cheap bourbon. He watches you like a ledger. You let him size you up. You show him a scar you never earned. You let him carry your secrets for a while. You bring value, small favors, courier jobs, transport details. You build credibility with utility. You carry false currencies and true courage. You survive 3 tests before breakfast. A night run to a warehouse, a fake argument to prove loyalty, a staged theft to gain respect. You learn the code of the room. You learn who laughs last. You memorize routes and nicknames. You learn that every handshake hides a knife. You update your intel log in the dark. You feed quiet truths to handlers. They answer in beeps and briefings. You feel the weight of other people's plans. Level 3. Surveillance is a slow violence. You watch patterns the way a hunter reads wind. Cars, timers, faces that never blink. You map the drug lord's schedule like a weather report. You know when he eats, when he sleeps. You know when he thinks himself invincible. You take notes on small mercies. A child that runs in the courtyard. A woman who waters tomatoes at dawn. Human details are leverage. You triangulate meetings. You place listening devices with the patience of a surgeon. You accept monotony to earn a single pulse of revelation. You build a net of mundane observation. You watch a laugh tilt into cruelty. You watch loyalty calcify into fear. You watch who pays and who gets paid. You collect the micro-rituals. A cigarette handed twice, a stack of cash beneath a loose tile. You practice holding your breath when they speak the names you will one day arrest. You journal by flashlight. You mark the day the drug lord changes his pattern. You know the moment the net tightens. Level 4. The mission brief arrives in shadows. Objective: dismantle the distribution cell. Secondary: capture the kingpin alive. Constraints: minimal collateral. Your role is inside asset handler and provocateur. You are the bridge between legality and chaos. You carry authority kept secret and heavy. Rules are carved into your spine. No unauthorized violence, no unsanctioned exits. Your mouth tastes of compromise. You are told the clock is a promise. A joint operation with local enforcement. Aerial units on call. A legal team ready to hold evidence. You run scenarios at 100 miles per hour. You rehearse contingencies until they feel real. You learn the delicate art of pushing men to their breaking point and timing their surrender. You practice the face you will show when the cameras come. You write the lines you will never speak aloud. You make backup plans for backup plans. You sleep in a car that smells like gasoline and hope. Level 5. Pressure distorts truth like heat. A friend tests you with a secret. A rumor about your past that might be true. You stiffen. You pass the test. A mid-level gets greedy and cuts a corner. A shipment vanishes. You are blamed. You feel the net close. You stage a recovery. You get blood on your shoes. You learn whom the boss forgives. You pay favors you don't have. You whisper apologies you do not mean. You wake at dawn and cannot remember if the face in your dreams is yours. Your handlers whisper urgency. The mission accelerates. You are ordered to arrange the rendezvous with the kingpin. You are given no guarantees. You walk into a lion's den with the collar of a lamb. You know the difference between courage and foolishness. You count the exits before you open your mouth. You leave scent trails that lead straight to evidence. You promise yourself one clean end. Level 6. The sting is a choreography. You coordinate radios like an orchestra. Blue lights are timed staccato. You feel adrenaline like electricity along your skin. You hand the signal. Chaos unfolds perfectly. Vehicles swarm. The kingpin moves like a startled animal. A gun flashes. You move. Your training and your lies converge in a series of precise breaths. You tackle a man who once handed you a plate of food and a plate of lies. You cuff him with hands that still tremble. He looks at you and speaks the name of the woman who waters tomatoes. You hold his gaze. He tries to bargain. You read his eyes for remorse, for repentance. There is none. You recite his rights because the world still insists on rituals. You secure the evidence, a ledger of blood and numbers. Drugs packaged like promises. You watch helicopters unfurl shadows. You watch your reflection in the jailroom glass. You are exhausted and euphoric in equal measure. You feel the mission fold into history. Level 7. Aftermath is a slow rearrangement. The kingpin sits in a cell. The phones go quiet. You file reports until the ink runs dry. Decorations will be offered, with a distance you can hear. Colleagues clap with interval cadence. You walk away without ceremony. You go back to the bar where deals hovered like moths. You sit with the same coffee, different taste. People expect you to be healed. You are not. You count the cost. Lives saved, lives broken. You think of the woman who tended tomatoes. You wonder what justice looks like when the world kept you in shadow to bring someone into light. You sleep and sometimes dream in the voice of your alias. You visit the ledger sometimes to make sure the truth you planted is still growing. You change your name in small ways. You keep the scar you never earned. You keep the postcards from cities you never visited. You learn to live with the knowledge that the line you crossed to do good also cut you. You keep watch over the people you saved from a distance. You become a quiet guardian. You accept that your life will always be split across a seam. You keep the memory of that lift of hand, the click of cuffs, the shudder of helicopter blades. You keep the way the drug lord's eyes finally rolled away from rage and into something smaller. Relief. Resignation. You keep the image so you do not forget why you were willing to lie for truth. End.